When you see a pattern, you cannot unsee it. And what we're seeing today is an old American fear of black success showing up again. Different year, different faces, same rules, same resistance. What am I talking about? In the last week, I just couldn't shake a feeling that something old, painful, and too familiar was showing up in new ways. First, I went to see the movie Sinners. Great movie. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But it was a powerful story, but it underlined moral struggles, betrayals, systematic oppression, race, power, and survival. It made $63 million the first weekend in the box office, and critics had the audacity to say it was a flop and it would never make its $90 million budget. Complete and utter BS. $63 million on one weekend, you will more than make your budget. You're going to exceed your budget, and the movie is already doing very well. And again, it is a fantastic movie, but the message it sends, they'd like for you to sit down and not watch it, or possibly miss it, thinking it's some kind of scary, gory horror film. Next, the news hit the Hall of Famer, YouTube's highest paid podcaster with the most watched video with Cat Williams in YouTube history, has been accused of an inappropriate relationship with a 20-something-year-old white woman. Now, regardless of how this situation plays out legally, the optics are not good. It recalls an ugly American pattern where black men, successful black men, especially the ones with visibility and power, can become the target of character assassination. And that's often fueled by deep-rooted racial fears that date back centuries. Now, I'm looking down at my iPad because this is so very important to me, and I don't want to misspeak. I don't want to forget to tell you guys something. This is so important to me. This is weighed so heavy on me today that I'm going to be looking down. I'm less concerned about you guys looking at my face and more concerned that you hear the things that I'm saying to you today. The third situation. I'm sorry. There's a third situation. Shedeur Sanders, son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders. Prime time, always flashy, always blingy, always cocky, Deion Sanders. His son Shedeur has had to prove his talent from high school to college at Jackson State to college at Colorado, and now he has been passed over in the first 4 rounds of the NFL draft. Not because he lacks skill, not because his stats don't stack up with the rest of them, because I believe there have been 4 quarterbacks selected early in the draft, and I personally feel like only one of them should have gone before him. And that's Heisman hopeful, or Heisman candidate. He did not win, Cam Ward. He deserved that number 1 pick. I think it should have been Travis, but I'm partial because I'm a Deion Sanders fan and I'm a Colorado fan, and I just love those kids, and I wanted to see them go 1 and 2. But that's neither here nor there. We have begun the 5th round of the draft, and Shedeur is still waiting to be called. These moments are not coincidences. They're echoes. This isn't random. This story isn't new. This is history speaking through today's headlines. The same thing that always happens is happening now. Now, you want to talk about it? You want to get into it? Here we go. And I'm going to read this real quick. From the 1930s to now, the rules have changed on the surface, but not underneath. America's racial nervous system hasn't healed. Whenever black people step outside of the acceptable box, whether it's through success, success, independence, pride, creativity, there is often a swift public attempt to remind them of their place. Sometimes it's through character attacks. Sometimes it's through institutional roadblocks. And sometimes it's just through public scandal and erasure. You never know. But anytime we step out of line, there's always someone that is much more powerful that pops in and puts us right back to in our place. Or they attempt to. I'm not saying that there wasn't some part that each and every one of these individuals played a part in to, what's the word I'm looking for? To threaten or to make America fearful. Because this movie, Sinners, the way it starts out, and if you read into it, you know who the perpetrator is and who the problem is from the onset of the movie all the way throughout. And then to say that $63 million in one weekend wasn't enough and it was a flop in an effort to keep people from spending their money and going to watch. What we're seeing is not just about these men. One accusation, the draft. It's about a larger story. It's the cost of black visibility and success in a country that still struggles with its own contradictions. If you felt like these events aren't isolated, you're absolutely right. They're connected. They're historical. And they just are a part of America in the way marginalized people have to live their lives. They often remind us that the fight for true equality isn't an ancient history right now. It is right here in our faces. As much as things appear the same, the more things change. There are some things that I just don't believe that I'm going to see equality in this lifetime, or at least my version of it. From boxer Jack Johnson to Colin Kaepernick, from Malcolm X to today's content creators and athletes. The rules haven't changed as much as we think they have. You can be brilliant, but not too proud. You can be talented, but you will never actually be free. You can win, but you better not celebrate too loud, too boldly, and with too much pizzazz, because it makes America nervous. When I saw Shannon Sharpe facing these old accusations that we've seen destroy black men in history, all while being sued for a whopping $50 million, I had to just simply shake my head. He should have known better. When I saw Shedeur, this top-tier quarterback that has proven himself time and time again, that comes from good stock like Deion Sanders, passed over call after call after call, round after round. I promise you guys, I sat there and I have watched every single round of this draft with my heart aching and my stomach sinking. Now, he was finally chosen in the 144th spot in the 5th round to the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland drafted the quarterback from Oregon that was also a Heisman hopeful in the 3rd round. Not sure what they're doing with 2 rookie quarterbacks. I don't know what the deal is in Cleveland. I don't watch them, but I will be watching them going forward. I was reminded of the heavy truth that played out throughout that movie Sinners with Ryan Coogler. I realized that America still has a deep, uncomfortable relationship with black success. And it's not enough for us to succeed. We have to survive the resentment that comes along when we succeed. These aren't just stories about sports or Hollywood or even race alone. These are stories about power, about fear, and the courage it takes to keep on going anyway. We see it, we know it, we are it, and we are not going anywhere. Now, I would love to have an open conversation with you guys about this and what you think or how you think these current events all come together to say the same thing that's been screamed and yelled at us for centuries and centuries and centuries. I'd love to hear from you. If this message spoke to you, or if you saw yourself in any of these stories, or if you have been involved in anything like this, I invite you to join the conversation. Hit the like button so more people can catch this. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're seeing. Tell me how you're feeling. And believe the time has come for some real, honest conversations about race, history, and how it plays in Black success in America. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because we are just getting started. I can't wait to have the conversation with you guys. Until the next time, bye-bye.